What's up, guys? Welcome back to another build session, and today we're going to talk about bricks. Alright, what's up, guys? So today I got a little bit of a different angle for you guys. I'm focused on getting these hand-laid bricks. You may have seen my post on Instagram. So I got a couple other walls to do. This is going to be the next one that sits up top here. To finish it out, I have kind of a, my sheet of music. What I'm going off here is a reference here in front of me. So I've already got all my bricks cut. They've been tumbled, some extra stuff in there. They've been tumbled to give them some roundness on their sides. They look like actual brick and some indentation, and just make it look like stone. And I'm using stones actually, so there's actually real rocks in there, and then I'm just shaking those around. It can get kind of dusty, but so got the first piece done, working on the next piece. What I'm going to do with the next piece is, starting with this bottom trim, I'm actually going to be taking these pieces here and actually doing built in with the brick here. Actually do this what looks like a divider, but it's trim around the edge of the building here. I don't know how well you can see that with the glare. So that's what I'm working on today. The goal is to, by the end of this week, get this center building done and ready for paint. So I've got basically all the back walls done, most of the exterior, so it's going to be this front fascia. Really wanted something that stood out, as this is the center building, center piece if you will. And then I'm going to work on the rooftop. So once they go this brick laid, start working on the front trim, that's going to go into the rooftop, and I'll try to bring you guys along with me. So I just cut these on the Proxxon. So next step is to move the Proxxon out of the way, and then take our pieces here and just get a feel, right? This is the first time I've done it this way, so this is new. But what I want to do is kind of round these edges so it has a kind of an old world kind of look, right? This front of this building wasn't intended to be so gothic, but I think it's kind of coming off gothic, so I'm going to try to stay with that same feel, right? So rugged bricks, kind of old rounded bricks. Just round these edges here. And I'm just taking another piece of styrofoam, and the two create a good friction. It doesn't tear, it just shapes it a little bit. There we go. We won't texture it up too much, but we will take aluminum foil ball. Let's just take one of our rocks here. Take one of our rocks out of the bucket and just lightly, I don't want it to look too rocky, right? You get a lot of impressions, and a lot of people tend to overdo the rock, in my opinion. Which, I mean, there's a time and place for it, but this, I don't want it to be super rocky. I'm actually going to try to take some of it out with this. I think I did too much. And that actually worked. So, anyway, so now we'll take it and we'll start laying it in here, just like we would the brick. And this will actually give us a good guideline for the brick, because you want your bricks to be level. It's very hard. You can see I'm off a little bit, but once it all comes together, hopefully it doesn't draw the eye into it. So, first step is to get this piece in here. With our blade. the eyeball measurements. Snap it off. Make sure it fits. And voila. So that's what we'll do. And that'll look pretty cool. It was too long to sand it down. So we'll do that and we'll glue it into place. And then what I want to do is come back and elevate these pieces a little bit. Alright, now we'll take our trusty glue gun, get our pieces into place. If I can bring it down a little bit more. Really want this to be straight as possible because this is going to be, you know, where we kick off our bricklaying, and you know that's going to start us off right. So if it's not straight there, it won't be straight on the rest of the piece, and that's what we want. So just take our time on this first piece, and everything should go together quite nicely. And one of the things you'll notice on a lot of dioramas when you get up close is squeeze out from glue. If you have any squeeze out, go ahead and get it out while it's hot. Don't leave it there. It's much harder to get out when it dries unless you sand it down. But it's not too hot, so if you can get that squeeze out now, it's going to save you some time. So now I'm going to come back and I'm going to actually do a lip on top of this so it protrudes out a little bit, and then we'll start laying our brick. Okay. So now, I don't know if I'm in front of that, guys. I do apologize if I am. So now we'll take our little nail file. Love these. You can get them pretty cheap. Get a whole bunch of them at a decent price. And we're going to square up our edges. Alright guys, what's up? Uh-oh. Shaking the camera. What's up, guys? Back for another build session. This time, it's more bricks. I put a lot of love into laying these foam bricks You guys have seen them. Here's some of the focus. Here are some of the bricks here. Pretty much I'm almost done. I'm going back and I'm feeling, I thought I'd sparsely put in some of these recessed bricks. I think I did too many, so I'm walking it back, putting a few others to protrude out. So kind of just the opposite direction of that. So just trying to do that. See if I can get some more lighting on this. Brighten up a little bit. So just trying to do that a little bit. I've gotten most of the trim in. These two pieces will be the only pieces that are actually going to be hand-laid brick. Everything else is going to be either lasered or foam rolled. So on this particular building, this center building, I'm going to back the camera up if I can here. On this center building here, and this kind of makes it look a little woppy. Let's see if I can fix it a little bit. On the center building here, we're actually going to be doing 3 brick methods. One is down here, which is rolled with the handy dandy foam roller here. You guys have seen me talk about this on Instagram and a bunch of different lives. These are meant for clay, but they're perfect for foam. Second method is going to be on the sides there, and that's a lasered brick pattern. And with that, I will throw mortar in using like spackle. And the final version here, and I believe this will be the final version. There may be 4 versions of brick. The final version so far is going to be this hand-laid brick. So these are all hand cut on the Proxxon, bricks laid down brick by brick here. I tried to make these about the same size as all the other bricks, so they will complement each other yet have a unique look to them. So I've been playing with that. For the most part, it's almost done. Still got some brick to lay up here, but I've started playing with some trim. I really like how that came out. Something I did a little different, and I've done in the past, but never like this. I took a picture of this because I was very. I've been putting this piece off because this is the centerpiece for this diorama, and I wanted to do something a little different, something that stood out. And to me, this is it. Almost. I still got a few more things that I want to do, but I took a picture of this about halfway bricked. And I took it into the drawing app that I use, Procreate, and I want to do something a little different. So I took a picture of it, and with the pen and Procreate, I started doing some designs on the rooftop. And I took inspiration from the Waldon, I think a Wardon building. I don't know. It's a building in New York that has some particular styles that I liked. So I took a lot of influence from that, and I did a couple of renders, just drawing on the picture in the software or application. And I came up with a design that I liked, and I'll show that to you guys now. Which it came out really cool, and it's very close to what I want to do, and you guys will see what's left here. But so I started out with that image there. Alright, and then this is what I did, and this is the final one. But I just basically drew on top the design that would meet, you know, what I wanted using the dimensions, and I came up with this cool design. So you can see I've almost got everything here. There's some arches over the top windows. There's a center window, like an oval window, and then there's some detail right at the roof trim line that I need to work on. But for the most part, it's done. I don't know if I'm going to do that center window. I think it will look really dope and it'll make it stand out, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I'm going to do these scallops over the windows. Again, it'd be really cool to do. I just don't know if I'm going to have the time to do it. I'm already coming up on about 8 months on this build. and I've been taking my time doing a lot of designs, but now I've almost got all the foam work done, so it's starting to get to paint. I've already got one piece painted. You guys have probably seen that. It's a parking garage, but I gotta get the rest of it painted, right? That's just half the battle. Then I gotta do the interior, right? So we're gonna start moving to the interior as soon as I can finish this piece off and get it ready for paint, and that's the goal for this week. So I've been trying to really get that done. But we're almost done, right? So scallops, I'm definitely going to do the little indentions at the top. I think that'll add character and depth. But I think for the most part, this is a unique center. I think with the brickwork, it makes it, gives a lot of character. And then I don't want to draw attention away from these storefronts, because that's really the centerpiece. This front is the secondary, and then the sides would be very plain Jane. Just, your regular brick with some weathering and maybe a few window units and fire escapes. So, yeah, I could ramble on and on about this, but I'll give you guys some different perspectives here. I'm going to take the camera around so you guys can see it from some different angles here. And the shop is a mess. I do apologize. So that's one angle. I think from all angles it looks really cool. I like the skyline. Or the roof line. I was going to make it a little taller, these, but, I like that. It's plenty of character, and it's not overly done. So you got to ride that balance of over the top and a timeline. And I'm approaching the end of my timeline, so I need to get this done and out, because I have other builds that are coming. So if I can get this pulled off and ready for paint, we'll start going into, so I can back up here and you guys can get a good look at that roof line. And yeah, once I can get this ready for paint, or at least, where I can disassemble and then have it ready for paint here, next couple of weeks, that'll allow me to move in to the roof, right? So this diorama is huge. If you guys have been following this, there's trash everywhere, so I'm tripping over it. If you guys have been following me in this build, you guys know that there's a lot going into it. It's a very big build. So the layout of this thing is huge alone. Let me back it up. So we have, the parking lot on that side, then we have an alley with some apartments in the back garage. And then the street actually comes out another 12 inches from the front of this. And then there's all these large sidewalks. So it makes it a very, very large piece.